For literally centuries, the whole idea of magic has been this source of fear, right? This big, dark, mysterious art shrouded in secrecy. But what if it's not some unknowable force? What if it's just a system, a process with rules, rules that you can actually understand, break down, and even build a defense against? Okay, let's dive in.
So, the very first question we have to tackle is this. Are we powerless against it? Is it really this unstoppable supernatural thing we see in movies? You know, the common belief is that once a spell is cast, that's it. The target is totally helpless. But I'm telling you, the truth is so much more empowering than that.
To really get it, let's just reframe the whole concept. Think of it less like some kind of dark art and more like spiritual hacking. Yeah, that's it. It's an attempt to create an internal breach, to inject a kind of destructive code into your life's operating system. And you know what? Just like any computer hack, it can only work if it finds a vulnerability.
And the key to building your defense, your own spiritual firewall, is to first understand exactly how this hack is even built. You see, every single act of magic, I don't care what its purpose is constructed in 3 very clear stages.
This whole process is incredibly methodical, you know? It always starts with the physical act of handwriting. The magician creates a specific script, like a piece of malicious code. Then, that code gets activated by the sound charm. These vocal frequencies, these incantations, they give the script its power. And finally, you put those two together, the writing and the sound, and they basically form a mission brief. They assign a specific entity, a demon, to go out and execute the task. It's a precise 3-part delivery system every single time.
Okay, so that's the process, but what's the framework that it all runs on? Well, all of these operations, whether they're for attack or defense, are built on a system of 4 fundamental pillars. Let's take a look at what they are.
This right here, this is the entire battlefield. Everything, and I mean everything, revolves around these 4 areas. We just talked about writing and sound. That's the code and the command to activate it. Then you have smells, which are used to create an atmosphere, an environment that's either pure or impure to try and weaken a target's defenses. We're going to get into the eyes in just a minute because, wow, that's the most direct weapon. But the foundation under all of it is the state of purity versus impurity. This is all about the spiritual health of the target. These 4 spots are the access points for any spiritual hack, which means they are the very same points we need to fortify.
And that brings us to the most important part, the defense. Now that we understand the blueprint of the attack, we can build our own spiritual fortress, because for every single one of those actions, there is an equal and an opposite counteraction.
So here's the absolute crucial point. Who writes first? If a magician's first move is to write a negative script for your life, your best defense is to have already written your own positive one. By handwriting your goals, your dreams, your story, you are literally claiming your own narrative. You're filling that blank page yourself, so there's no room for anyone else to write on it for you.
And it's the exact same principle for stage 2. The magician is out there creating harmful audio frequencies. So what's your counter? You flood your own space with positive ones. Prayer, saying what you're grateful for, affirmations. These aren't just thoughts, you know. They are powerful sound waves that create a protective shield around you, and they effectively jam and completely neutralize the negative signal that's being sent your way.
Okay, but what about stage 3, the assigned entity? Well, guess what? It has critical weaknesses. First off, any external entity sent to mess with you is just a visitor. It has way less power over you than your own innate companion spirit, which is sometimes called a Qur'an. When you master your own inner world, a visitor has absolutely no authority. And maybe most importantly, these assignments, they're not forever. They're on a clock. They have an expiration date.
And listen, this isn't just theory. There's this incredible story of a truly pious man who had a dream. In the dream, a demon was standing outside his house. And the demon confessed to him, "I have been trying to enter your house for a full year, and I can't." It had been sent to destroy his family, but it failed. For a whole year, it couldn't even get past the front door because the spiritual defenses were just too strong. Its time ran out. The contract just expired.
This brings us to the core truth of this entire thing. A magician has no inherent power over you. None. Their success is 100% dependent on your spiritual vulnerability. A strong, pure, well-defended inner state makes you basically impenetrable. The power was always yours to begin with.
All right, now let's zoom in on the most potent and, frankly, the most commonly used pillar of magic. This is the one that requires no ritual, no writing, no special incantations. I am talking about the power of the eyes and the raw, unfiltered force of envy.
So the eye, it isn't just a passive thing that takes in light. You need to think of it more like the primary outlet for the soul's energy, like a cannon, capable of projecting force from your inner world straight out into the physical world.
And the most common ammunition for this cannon? It's envy, or hasad. And we're not just talking about a little feeling of resentment here. This is a tangible, energetic charge that builds up inside a person and then gets focused and shot outward right through their gaze.
The way it works is actually fascinatingly direct. First, that powerful feeling of envy just builds and builds inside the person. Then, that energy is channeled and fired through the eyes, almost like a laser. And as that energy beam travels, it actually solidifies into a kind of spiritual projectile, like a nail or an arrow. And that nail then travels and strikes its target, causing a real negative impact, all launched from a single powerful look.
So if the eyes of other people can be weapons, how in the world do we defend ourselves? Well, the answer, once again, isn't about blocking the attack. It's about making yourself a target that it just can't damage. Your own inner strength is your armor.
Before you even start worrying about how other people see you, you have to ask yourself this. How do you see you? How do you view the blessings in your own life? Because viewing your life, your family, your work, your successes with gratitude and appreciation, it literally strengthens them. It coats them in a protective layer of your own positive energy. Your own gaze fortifies your reality.
Someone with a strong, fortified soul doesn't stop the arrows of envy from being fired at them. That's not how it works. Instead, when those spiritual nails come flying and strike their energy field, they just bend and fall to the ground completely harmless. The attack is launched, but it has zero impact. Your strength makes their weapon totally useless.
So, after breaking down the mechanics, the stages, and the pillars, it all comes down to one last crucial question. Now that the whole system has been laid bare and the secrets are out in the open, who do you think really holds the power here? The one trying to run the hack, or the one who has full administrative control over their own system?